Hello and welcome. My name is Anne. I've been going through a list that describes what love is and it is not. And so far I've looked at what love being kind and patient, that it does not envy or boast, and that it is not proud. Well, now I've come to the part where it says that love is not rude or self-seeking. In other words, love doesn't force itself on others and isn't always me first. It does not traffic in shame and disrespect, nor selfishly seek its own honour. And it is not ill-mannered or selfish. Such ways of behaving are all about me thinking only about myself, what I want, and that I am going to get it right now. Thank you very much. And it's going to happen no matter how it affects others around me. Those behaviours reflect values and attitudes that put me at the centre of my universe, that say, well, if I don't look after myself and my own interests, who else is going to? That tell me I deserve to have the things that I want when I want them, and that justify me manipulating and controlling other people and circumstances to get my own way. The phrase traffic in shame and disrespect is an interesting one. It comes from the Passion Translation, and it makes me wonder how many times I have done things like pushed in, criticised or joked about someone when they're right in front of me and they've got people who are also there with whom they work or live. When I put down someone by describing them in a disrespectful way, I might say, "Oh, what an idiot! How could you do that? How come you couldn't work that one out?" When I talk over the top of someone, or when I'm doing other things while they're talking to me, which means that I'm not really listening to them and I don't really care what they're saying to me. And when I've redone what they've done because I don't think what they've done is good enough. I remember when I've been on the receiving end of things just like that, they've made me feel so small and useless. I felt like a failure, wondered why they bother having me around and why they bother asking me to do things with them. Why did they want my help in the first place if all they're going to do is criticise it or do it themselves again? I've wondered whether maybe I should just leave or just stop trying. Sometimes I've felt offended and hurt, and that's turned to anger and resentment. Jesus challenged his followers about the kind of self-seeking that disrespects other people and causes them shame and humiliation. He said, "Don't pick on people, jump on their failures, criticise their faults, unless, of course, you want the same treatment." That critical spirit has a way of boomeranging. It's easy to see a smudge on your neighbour's or loved one's face and be oblivious to the ugly sneer on your own. Do you have the nerve to say to your neighbour or loved one, "Here, let me wash your face for you," when your own face is distorted by contempt? It's this whole travelling roadshow mentality all over again, playing a holier-than-thou part instead of simply living your part. Wipe the ugly sneer off your own face and you might be fit to offer a washcloth to your neighbour. Jesus warned against self-focused behaviours that control what other people do, when and how. but ignore the most important things, which are to walk in the love of God, act fairly and with compassion, and to live with integrity. Jesus also said that it is foolish to ignore the greed and self-indulgence that live within, like germs. And that happens when you and I self-promote and act rudely, while ignoring the needs of people in my family, who are my friends, my neighbours, and others in the community. It comes back to Jesus' most important life rules. Love God and love others as you love yourself. When I am rude and self-seeking, I need to come back to God and ask for a clean heart. In the Psalms, there is a wonderful prayer that I can pray when I realise my self-focus has caused me to behave in unloving ways. It's in Psalm 51. Create a new, clean heart within me, O God. Fill me with pure thoughts and holy desires, ready to please you. Do not cast me from your presence or take your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation and grant me a willing spirit to sustain me. If you identify with what I've been saying, this can be your prayer too. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.